and gentlemen, welcome to the Veterans Suicide Prevention page. We thank you for being here. We thank you for tuning in. And we thank our guests and the amazing Rob Layson for even putting this stuff together. So our talks today, we're going to talk to Hector Giron. Giron, okay. Giron and Robert Sarge Perez about some amazing stuff that they're doing, about their careers, about the intrinsic value that they place within suicide awareness, okay? So, Rob, talk to us, brother. How you doing?
Yes, good, brother. Yeah. Hey, guys, happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. Also, we got a birthday. Whose birthday? Is it your birthday, Robert? Whose birthday is it today? It's somebody's.
Oh, Hector, is it your birthday?
Hector, is it Hector? Happy birthday, Hector.
Hector, big 3-8 today, huh?
Yes.
We got the birthday special. The birthday
Everybody
special.
watching us here, let's sing happy birthday to Hector. 1, 2, 3, go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Hector. Happy birthday to you. That was horrible, but that's okay. It came from the heart.
You guys.
Oh my goodness, that's fun. That's fun. Oh, we got a bunch of fans saying happy birthday to you. Good morning. That's all right. That's all right. Gentlemen, I want to talk to you guys about why you're here, okay? So you have some sort of intrinsic motivation to really see people happy, to see people better, to add value to their lives, right? So, Sarge, let's start with you. Talk to us about who you are, what you're doing, and why you're contributing to life, society, humanity.
Good morning, brothers. My name is Robert Sarge Perez, Army combat veteran. I served 12 years, 2 deployments in Operation Iraqi Freedom, 0405, 0708. I wanted to do something different to find my purpose again. As we all come back from deployment, we want to know what our new mission is. And I struggled with that in the beginning. So what I did was I went to school, used my GI Bill, got my human resource bachelor's degree, and started doing human resources, but it just wasn't fulfilling. So as of Thursday, I just walked away from my full-time HR job to pursue my nonprofit organization, Sarge's Resource Center, where we get veterans squared away in the community with resources and services regardless of their discharge status.
Regardless of their discharge status. Okay. That's important. That's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. No. Hector, how about you, brother? Talk to us about you.
Well, my name is Hector Giron. I'm a United States Navy veteran. I served for 4 years, and my transition back to civilian life was a little rough. I was expecting everything. Oh, I served my country. Everything's gonna fall into my lap now. Everybody's gonna be handing me jobs. Everyone's gonna be doing this and this, and it was totally the opposite, man. I couldn't find work. I didn't have a steady income anymore, so like I said, my transition was tough until I got involved with a couple of nonprofits here. I found out about benefits that I was entitled to, but I didn't even know how to use. So that's how I just got involved, went to school, and decided, hey, giving back and continuing the mission back home is my purpose now.
Okay, continue the mission back home. And Hector, you're in Texas, right?
Sorry?
Hector, you're in Texas? Is that right?
Houston,
okay.
Yes.
Houston. And Robert, you're in LA. You're in Los Angeles, where I grew up.
Yes. Orange County and La Habra.
Awesome. That is so cool.
The 2 biggest cities with a veteran population. So
yeah. So, Sarge, talk to us about what charities, what stuff you're involved with, man. Your own nonprofit. Talk to us about that. Talk to us about what you're doing and why you're doing it, man.
Well, Sarge's Resource Center was started May 19, 2020, as this pandemic was starting to change everything. I started to notice that Veterans Resource Centers were closing their doors because of the pandemic, which meant a lot of our homeless transitioning house veterans and all veterans in general were just not getting the same services anymore. So I thought to myself, we need to fix that. We need to fill in the gap. We want to make sure that everybody's getting to continue getting the resources and services. So I ended up in the hospital with pancreatitis in February. I'm watching everything that's happening in over there in where when COVID started, and then when I was down, feeling like crap, I had a conversation with somebody that said, Sarge, you need a new mission. And I said, yeah, it's kind of getting old doing the same thing. I want to do more to help my vets. And when I got out of the hospital, I was brainstorming the idea. I got a phone call from a gentleman from another organization asking. He tracked me down. And he says, hey, I hear you're the guy that helps vets. I go, well, I'm just the guy helping vets. He goes, well, I need to know if you can help us get some boots for a veteran, a Marine Corps veteran out of Fairmount in California. I'm like, well, what's the problem? I go, can't you guys help them? Because our funding is frozen. So then I started thinking, well, wait a minute. How is your funding frozen? He goes, I'm not going to get into it, but just want to know if you can help this veteran out with steel-toe boots. I said, okay, let me ask around. And then I called the local organizations in that area if they would sponsor this veteran with a pair of work boots that apparently they're required by Department of Transportation because he's going to be a truck driver. Well, as I call, everybody's like, well, we just can't do this. We have to vote on it. How do we even know he's a veteran? I clicked. I got on Amazon, ordered the pair of boots, called the guy back. I go, what's his address? I could ship them to him. The guy this was a Thursday. He got his boots on a Saturday. Tuesday morning, that same veteran calls me back. I never met him. And he said, sir, thank you so much. I didn't know what I was going to do without the boots. Without the boots, I wouldn't have the job. So I thought to myself, I could do this myself. I just got to figure out how to get the revenue stream going for this. So that's what kind of made the change to want to start my own nonprofit. So we started all the paperwork. Because of COVID, everything took forever to be recognized as a 501c3. But it didn't stop the efforts to raise funds old-fashioned way. You could still write a check. You could still donate cash. And we take it to the bank. We made it work with very minimal support in the middle of a pandemic. So we hosted our very first event on Veterans Day. We went down to West LA. We have a lot of veterans that live on the front of the sidewalk. We call it Veterans Row. And we have veterans that live inside the facility through transitional housing. So we were able to give out 170 supplies to homeless male veterans. And we gave out supplies to female homeless veterans. There was 30 of them. So we were able to. We also provided a free comedy show, and that was a joint task effort with Semper Utilis, myself, and Merging Vets and Players. And it was broadcasted all over the news and made the headlines. It was nice. So mission accomplished. We kept going. Every 3 weeks, we planned the next one. So in December, on December 18th, we did our Veterans December to Remember. We went down to U.S. Vets in Long Beach. We fed 200 transitionally housed veterans with a holiday meal, Christmas stockings, COVID-19 supplies. Because nobody was doing it because of COVID. We asked them, are you guys going to throw a holiday event for these guys? No, we're not. Well, we would like to bless them with a nice holiday meal. We were going to give them some supplies, and we're going to give out hand sanitizers and disposable masks. But okay, mission accomplished. Then coming into 2021, we wanted to try something different. What's not being done right now? Well, there wasn't a lot of events for our women veterans. So I hosted my first Salute to Female Veterans event on January 23rd, 2021 to kick it off. It was a little different. It was a little new to us, but we got about 17 women to show up. Just in those 17 women, they spread it like wildfire, and they told everybody about it. So we had to have another one. That one's coming up Saturday, which we already have our 50 RSVP for this event. We've done some homework. We got some sponsors. We got some support. We're going to provide them with nice barbecue. We're going to give out the beautiful lapel pins that have Vanessa Guillen's silhouette. So these are
what? Oh, you got event. Vanessa Guillen? Oh, justice for Vanessa Guillen.
And then we're
wow,
also,
man.
We we hired a Navy veteran fashion designer to design camouflage military tote bags to give out to our women vets for the event. With all the
Seriously.
goodies from Operation Gratitude, Black Rifle Coffee Company. I wanted to build my sponsors and partners first before I did anything. And by doing that, it makes the transition of these events a lot easier. So when we go out there, we're giving them all these goodies and we're feeding them free chow. At the same time, the qualities and the resources and services. So I got 15 vendors that are all veteran specific related to their needs, to their wants, not just somebody off the wall that they're not going to really benefit from. So I wanted to try something different. We wanted to be that organization that's different from everybody else. And we survived the pandemic. My critics only gave me 6 months. We weren't going to last. We're year one already on May 19th. So I'm very happy on that transition. I'm very happy that we're going forward. I found my purpose. I found my mission. And that's where we're at today. And the reason why we do it, because I can. Because there's no red tape and there's no politics. So when people ask me, I have a veteran that's in need of emergency food and gas cards, I go like this. I said, hey, Sarge, can we hook these guys up with gas cards and emergency food? I say, Roger that. And then they say, okay, you're good to go. And they're like, what the hell? They never heard of it. They never saw that simple or easy. Normally they have to wait 2 weeks, 2 months for something. That's it.
That's
not
awesome.
over here. So that's the difference.
Good for you. This is the right website down here at the bottom. You see that, right? So if everyone that can see that, if they want to reach out to you and donate, if they want to contribute,
www.sargerc, sargestrc.org.
Absolutely. Yeah. Make sure everyone that's watching this to donate. Even if you donate $5, you know where it's going because you're hearing it from the CEO's mouth right now, right here, right now. You know that he's taking that money and he's contributing it towards somebody that needs it.
Yeah. If you're watching, log in to Sarge's website, make a donation today. Even if it's just $1, it'll go a long way to help some people,
Absolutely.
Some veterans.
Anything helps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I see this, Sarge, work-related services, 3 job placements, provisions, 974 veterans served, and VA claims and benefits, 13 veterans assisted in a year, brother, right? Actually,
technically less than that. So when we filed the paperwork, because of the admin stuff, that we launched we actually opened up our bank account October 5th for Chase. So October 6th, we started burning daylight. So technically it was a lot sooner than that.
That is so great.
We weren't waiting. We wanted to hurry up and get this done. Again, the mission is simple: getting veterans squared away, cut and dry.
That's so great. Good for you.
Amen.
Good on
Amen, brother. Amen.
Hector, I know it's hard to top Sarge right now.
I know. I'm like, wow.
Tell me you parted water or you turned water into wine or something like that. Did you get some fish when there was no fish? I need a Messiah moment. I'm just kidding. Talk to us, brother. Talk to us.
I thought he was ending the segment with all he was talking about.
Hey, it's the Robert Sarge Perez show now.
I know, right?
The morning show with Robert Sarge Perez.
Thanks a lot, Rob.
Bring your coffee. Hector, where's your coffee? You should be drinking coffee this morning for the coffee show.
I should. I didn't think it was you when you said 8:05. I thought you were talking about Houston time.
oh, dang, yeah.
No. Hey, no, Sarge. Mad props to you, man. Mad respects. I don't have my own nonprofit. I mean, it's been. I have a lot of people here in Houston who have suggested that I start my own because a lot of stuff that I do is kind of like last minute things, and some of these organizations here in Houston, have extra stuff, can't get rid of it, or don't have enough people to show up for things. I have my own network down here in Houston. I've been around the veteran community since 2011. So I've gone to know a lot of these guys. They become family now. I see them here and there. I follow them on social media. So sometimes whenever let's say an organization has a whole bunch of leftover tickets, or during the pandemic, you know, water, antibacterial wipes, hand sanitizer, and they're like, hey, we don't have nobody to give it to. And you find can your network use it? And I'm like, sure. So I'll go pick all this stuff up, you know, and distribute it, you know, where some of these guys don't care, you know, don't go all, you know, to these organizations, because the process, it takes a week, paperwork, you know, and all kinds of stuff. With me, it's just, hey, can I have this? Here you go. It's here. It's here for you. So take it. So that's the way I kind of handle things. I usually don't ask for monetary donations, since, you know, I'm not a nonprofit. I hate to be in the middle of all that stuff. So if anybody wants to donate, you know, food or the gift cards, like I said, anything during the pandemic was very helpful to people. So yeah,
there's a lot of people out there in need, and I find that 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10 maybe, that if someone has the cojones to ask you for something, they probably need it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the 2 times, right, out of 10 that maybe that's not true is when you're dealing with someone that's an addict. Addict in any sort of way, right? If you're addicted to gambling, if you're addicted to drugs, if you're addicted to whatever, that kind of sways your decision making, and you'll end up selling your soul for that. But that's the 20%, right? That's the minority of people that will say, hey, can you just freaking help me? You know, I need a cot. I'm tired of laying on the concrete, sleeping on the street. Do you have a blanket? You know, it's freaking cold, and I'm trying to make it, you know? And so I think, and Hector, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not in that space, but I think in the 47 years that I've been walking around, I know you're thinking right now, there's no way you're 47, Dave, you look 25, but in the 47 years that I've been here helping people, a majority of that time, the people that are willing to say, can you help me? I need some help. Most of them really do need help. Am I wrong?
No, not at all. It takes courage, you know, for somebody to you know, to go come up to you and say, hey, I need help. You know, most of us are vets, and whenever they ask us, are you okay? What do you say? Yeah, we're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong. We usually hide all that, but no. Now that I've been around the veteran community, and I see the struggles that vets do go through on the transition back. You know, if someone's coming up to you and asking for help, you know, it's probably because they really need it. So yeah.
And you know, I find that even if they're not telling you the entire story, they probably still need help.
Oh yeah,
right. They probably still need some help.
Yep.
And a lot of times we turn people away when we see that they need help. And we don't do anything about it, right? So we kind of go, well, then not my problem, you know, type of deal. Where I truly believe that it's anyone that's in need is a problem of humanity, right? It's all of our problem when we see a brother or sister that needs something, right? No matter what that is, that needs something.
The problem I run into is,
hey guys, I need a hug. Can we get a hug? A group hug?
I can give you a virtual hug, brother. It's coming right to you.
A little love. Can we get a little love for a minute for a brother?
Yeah.
For Hector's birthday.
A lot of these veterans, they want to wait to the last minute, you know, to ask for that help. You know, when they know that time's running out on them, they could have reached out a little bit earlier. But they want to come to you when the next day their car is being picked up or they're getting the eviction notice on their door, you know. And like some of them think that, hey, I'm going into this nonprofit to ask for help. But like Sarge said, hey, it's a process for these organizations. The intake, you know, finding out the background, what kind of income do they have coming in? Do they have you know, this and this? Or do they qualify for all this help? So with Sarge being able to say, hey, can we get this or not? You know, and it makes it easier for a veteran. Yeah.
Boy, that matters. That matters. You know, something that, so I did 24 years in the Air Force, you guys, and I've supervised hundreds, if not thousands of troops. And something that I know that the culture that we have throughout the military is you don't screw up. because you're gonna get slapped, right? Don't make a mistake, because you're gonna get slapped. And I mean, I've seen and been contributed to young airmen getting kicked out the Air Force because they didn't know how to manage their finances, and we didn't do anything for them, you know. And so that breeds a culture of don't ask for help, because, well, we just don't know when we're going to get slapped. And that's the truth within the military a lot of times, not all the time, a lot of times. When we transition out of the military, it's a totally different culture, right? It's a totally different culture. So what I mean by all of that is, I think that when we see a veteran, especially, coming out and saying, I need a hand today, man. I need a hug. I need some shoes. You know, I need something today. Listen up, guys. Everyone watching this, you guys, obviously you're listening, and you're trying to get ahead of the game, you know, by what you're doing every day. But for those of us that are not in the nonprofit world or in the world of helping people, listen. Sarge, talk to us, man. You had some troubles, right? You went through a period of depression, and things got bad. I'd like you to talk to us about that a little bit.
So we had, and I have a tattoo here that is a constant reminder. It's a combat action badge. April 8, 2008, we were in a complex attack. The whole 40 insurgents lit us up. My front LVC vehicle was destroyed. I was in the rear of the convoy, assistant convoy commander. And after we cleared the aftermath, we got back to the nearest base, which was FOB Kelsu, coming from Baghdad, and did a battle damage assessment on all my stuff. And I got on the sat phone and called home, and just wanted to talk to my wife to hear her voice. I didn't really get a chance to tell her what happened. And I got the message from her that I'm divorcing you, I'm leaving you, we're done. And I was just like, like, shit. So then the convoy commander is like, is everything okay? I go, my wife's gonna divorce me. And he's like, oh no, what do we do? I go, don't worry about it. Mission first. Let's finish the mission. I'll deal with it when we get back to R.Giron in Kuwait. He's like, you sure? I go, yeah, we're okay. So I kind of just suppressed it, buried it down, got back to the FOB, talked to the chaplain. I took the picture of my family. They would always take these pictures, but I wasn't always there. I was always somewhere. And I took that picture and I told the chaplain, I think I just lost my family. And I started breaking down. Then I caught myself, and then I said, I sucked it up. I drank my water, changed my socks, and I walked out. And I never dealt with it again until I got home. So when I got home from my deployment in 2008, $40,000 gone out of the bank, no power in the house, grass was dead. They pulled out the palm tree and took that, left me with nothing. It was hard. So I didn't know how to deal with that. So I started started drinking, started isolating myself. I shut everybody out of my life. I didn't know how to deal with it. A lot of that had stemmed from the first deployment, that I really didn't talk about certain things. And then one day I snapped, and I decided I started getting very, very, very suicidal, to the point where I didn't care anymore. I didn't want to live. It was easier for me to not be in existence. And to be in that state of mind, it was frustrating. Finances, relationship, all gone. Everything wasn't working out. I was trying to maintain jobs. I was bouncing around. So first time I tried to take my life, I had it was an old 22 that a buddy of mine gave. It wasn't mine, but he let me borrow it, and I put it up to my temple, and I was going to pull the trigger, and then something triggered, saying, nah, don't do that. You're better than that. These constant reminders, I don't know where they came from. So then second time, I overloaded on a bunch of pills from the VA. I took like half a bottle of all kinds of different pills. I was like on 8 different medications. Well, I ended up throwing them up, so that saved me. Third time, I tried to take a pair of scissors to my neck, and as I was about to puncture my neck, because of finances and everything else. My buddy calls that I deployed with. We did 2 tours together, and he kept me on the phone until I actually hand walked myself into L2 at the VA in Long Beach, and I turned in the pair of scissors. I went in there, and they put me on 24-hour suicide watch. And the doctors were like, "Are you here by court order? Are you here because why are you here?" Well, you always said that if we need to get help, we need to come in and get help. So I'm turning myself in, and they've never dealt with that kind of scenario. So I thought I was doing the right thing, and at the time, but it kind of made me feel weird, like, what are you not? You mean you're not here by court? I'm like, no. You always tell us if we need help to come in and get the help. So it goes back to the very first time when I filed my VA claim back in 2009. I was in a get bus in Bakersfield. I looked up on the inside of the bus, and there was a sign, an advertising sign that said, "It takes the strength in the warrior it takes the strength and courage of a warrior to seek help." And I called the number, and they redirected me to the Bakersfield outpatient clinic. So I started there, got my first claim for 30%, and then again, that thought of suicide came into play again. I lost my job. I got laid off for the very first time in my life. I never had to draw unemployment. I got frustrated. I was already calling it quits. I wanted to just end it right there. And then something happened. 2 days later, I ended up getting my 100% with the VA. And then 2 days later after that, I got hired at my HR job. And I was like, whoa. So that changed. And it gave me purpose. It gave me hope again, because now the finance issue was eliminated for once in my life. And that kind of helped. So I always told myself, when we help these veterans in our organization, we help them with VA claims, we got to secure their wallet first. Because once you secure the wallet, it's a lot easier to tell them to go to this place and that place. Because if they're broke and their wallet is not secure, you have a hard time at getting through to them. And I understand exactly why a lot of veterans want to commit suicide, because finances is one of those triggers. Everybody can relate to the finances. Everybody knows what it's like to be down on your luck and not have money to buy yourself food or pay a bill or have something repossessed. So we wanted to change that. So when we partnered up with Alternatives for Veterans, we wanted to make sure that we're getting veterans squared away in their wallet first. That's the first thing we'll do a complete analysis of what their need is. But if it's something like that, that's the first thing we target. We want to square that away first, because then the rest of it's a lot easier. Once you get one of them locked down, the rest you can start building on top of that. And again, I had to figure out what my new mission and purpose was. I know my life has value. I know that I have to keep going forward. My mission now is Sarge's Resource Center. I have to set the example. I know what it's like to feel on that end of that stick, where you want to do this, you want to take your life, you want to just end it all, but in the end of it, there's a silver lining, and that's where organizations like ourselves, we come together, and these type of platforms give us the opportunity to talk about it. Before I wouldn't talk about this. I suppressed it, but I feel that talking amongst other brothers and sisters in the veterans community, you're finding that common ground. You can relate.
Yeah.
It helps to unpack the excess baggage in your heart. And I am thankful for this podcast. I'm thankful for this interview. This gives a lot of veterans more hope. Whereas 20 years ago, we didn't have anything like this. And like you said earlier, Rob, technology, it's everywhere. That's how you know.
Right.
Social media.
Right.
Well, Sarge,
thank you, brothers. It's an honor to hear your story and have you on, man. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to do this a few times throughout the year. Get together like this. Absolutely.
That.
Sarge, your story, just saved a life. So it can be very cathartic. It could be very releasing to the soul to share your experiences. And this goes to any vets out there, anyone that's considering suicide. Just to talk can be really uplifting. But to talk and also know that your story and what you're saying and how you feel and how you overcame can really impact someone else and make someone else go, you know what? I can do that. I don't need to end my life. Yeah. I can do that. And it may not take a phone call from a friend at the right time. It may just take you saying, you know what, I believe in you and I've been there and you can do something bigger and better with your life. And I know that, yeah, it sucks to be broke and it's hard. You don't know when the bus is coming because your car broke down and you got to get to work. And if you don't get to work, you're about to get fired. You know, these things just kind of, they're chain reactions, man. One thing breaks down. If you don't have redundancy in your life, if you don't have abundance in your life, if you don't have backup resources in your life, if the one shitty car that you have breaks down and you can't get to your shitty job, then guess what? Your shitty boss says, hey, get your shitty self out of here. And then you're sitting in the corner and you're going, it's just my shitty car.
What's next?
You know,
I was going to say one thing to Hector. You know, I know you don't have a nonprofit organization, but I remember when I first started this journey 10 years ago, I wish I had a Sarge's Resource Center back then because it would have made it a lot easier. Man, I tell you, it's like Jesus. So you got time, Hector. You got to find your passion, your drive, your ganas, you know, your determination, and detail it to how would you do it? So that's the question they asked me, Sarge. How would you do this if you had the opportunity? Oh man, I'd square veterans away, make it happen. Because
Yep.
one thing that we all have in common here, we all served in the military. It's all about still being of service. That's all it is. Even after you're done with your time, you're still being of service. Always remember that. And
absolutely.
when you're being of service, you're still serving. You're still serving, regardless. And there ain't no DD-214 for that either. So you're good to go.
I agree 100%. 100%. That's true. Hector, talk to us. I'm going to start going with you first. If we could redo the interview, I'm going to start with you first. Because Sarge, man, he just wants to make us all look bad. You know? He just wants to take the whole show over.
There goes Hector's birthday. I guess we'll have to celebrate your birthday next year, Hector.
And
Hector, talk to us about the, you know, transitioning from the military. You got out and you just didn't have the resources around you. You didn't have the people around you. You didn't have the camaraderie around you, right?
I didn't have any.
How difficult was that? And then what was the outcome? How did you pull yourself up and say, you know what, I'm going to make a difference?
Well, like I said, I got out thinking everything was going to be handed to me, or, you know, people were going to be, hey, you know, this is available to you. You're a prior military and this and this. And it wasn't the case. I got down on my luck, you know, exhausted, you know, unemployment benefits, was applying everywhere for an employment. I didn't see it happening. You know, of course, you know, when your pockets start getting low, bills start piling up, cars, you know, payments are due, rent, this and this. It puts a burden on the family too. I was young with two little children, you know, so trying to figure out where their diapers or where their food and all that stuff's coming in took its toll on me, man. So I started. You know, I just isolated myself. I didn't know what my next move was anymore, and I kind of started, like Sarge said, I started hitting the bottle pretty hard, man. I kind of just didn't think I was good enough for anything anymore. So, luckily, somebody I served with lives locally here close to Houston. He invited me out to a soccer game. I guess he had received free tickets from a local charity here in Houston. And I got to meet some of the leadership team there. They brought me in, kind of showed me the ropes of what they were doing for veterans here in Houston. Started getting involved with them, and it led to a leadership role, volunteer role. But you know, I was in charge of something. You know, I was put in a leadership position again, something I had missed from the military. So it kind of helped me get out of that dark hole. and then I was able to help other veterans, people who didn't know about what was going on or what's out there to them. So that kind of led from being there. They put me they processed paperwork to start a fellowship with a national nonprofit called the Mission Continues, who challenges veterans to continue to serve after the military. Like Sarge said, we have to continue to serve. We have to be an asset. We can't be a liability here back home. So I got involved with them and started doing service projects. A lot of the guys were like, hey, this is what I needed. This is what I needed in my life. Another mission, something to accomplish, something that's bigger than myself. So I was an opportunity with Mission Continues for 3 years, and that just helped me boost my network, my contacts, my resources. Now is like it's I'm not saying it's simple, but if a veteran comes to me and says, hey, I don't have a couch, I don't have a bed, I don't have gas money, I don't have this, I could just blast it on social media and be like, hey, I got a veteran whose house, like during the Texas freeze here recently, I had a World War II veteran say he came home with his daughter, and his water was running down his house. He's a World War II, 95 years old. He doesn't have the kind of funds to repair this kind of stuff. I got on social media, said, hey, I have a World War II veteran. This is what happened. This is what he needs. I had people from New Jersey drive down to Houston to come fix his house for free.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm just saying, social media is a big part of what I do down here in Houston. So it's pretty.
Hector, where does everybody find you on social media?
Just my name, Hector R.Giron. Actually, I've already capped out at people I could request. So I had to start another
page. Yeah. Fan page. I had to do the same thing. Yeah. Well,
but it reaches everybody, man. So like I said, anybody needs anything, they'll usually reach out. If I don't have a resource for it with the nonprofit, I just put it out to followers, other veterans that are following on the page, and I just, hey, this is what we need, this is what's needed, and like that, it happens. So
that's amen, brother.
Something that really resonated with me just now, and I want everyone to really pay attention to what I'm going to say right now. Hector, your life was changed by someone offering you to go to a soccer match.
Yes, sir.
I don't think some people are going to really get that. Your life turned around and you got some self-worth, some self-confidence, and found a passion, all because one person said, Hector, I got some free tickets to a soccer game. You want to come with me? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong at all. That's how it started, man. And I'm grateful for that invite. I'm grateful for that friend.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. I want everyone to feel inspired by your story and know that they can make a difference. You personally, even if you're going through some stuff, can make a difference by doing, by action, by when you think, boy, I know Hector's kind of going through some stuff. Oh, I got these tickets. Hey, let me call him up real quick, see if he wants to come hang out.
Yep.
That did it. That was it.
Yep.
It was nothing else. It was because he cared. He had no idea what was going to happen after that. Right?
Yes,
he didn't have a crystal ball, no time machine, but something happened within inside you, in your heart, in your soul, in your being. And that changed the trajectory of where you were going, what your life was going to end up like, right?
Sure. And it's cool that I have the opportunity to do that now. I'm a military liaison for some of the sports teams down here in Houston. So they'll reach out. They're like, hey, Hector, we have 10 tickets for the Astros game here on Friday, or we have 10 tickets for the Dynamo or the Rockets or the Texans, something like that. So I'll blast it on social media. We go out there, I know I'm going to be hosting these guys, so we go there. we're hanging out. I could kind of pick and see who's out there buying the beer, who's not buying the beer, who's got the money to go buy that popcorn for their kid, so it leads to more things. I start asking, hey, is there an issue? Are you employed? Are you getting your VA benefits? Are you so it just an invite to a game leads to more things that they need in the future.
Hector, was it hard the first time you saw someone in need for you to ask?
I'm sorry.
Think about that. Was it hard for you to ask the first time when you saw someone in need, when you thought maybe they could use a hand, maybe they could use some help, and you knew you had to go up and ask them?
Yeah.
Was it hard?
And the thing is, like I said, with veterans, if you ask them if they need help, most of the time it's no, I'm good. Everything's fine. But the good thing with me is my spouse, is usually with me at some of these events. So, they say, hey, you want to know if a veteran's suffering or going through things? He's going to tell you, if you really want to know the truth, you ask the family, you ask the spouse, or you ask the children. They're going to tell you what's really going on. So,
yeah. Brother, impactful. I think you've helped some people realize just now that it just takes one fleeting moment, one phone call, one question, hey, how are you? Right? I'm big on it. Just ask people how they're doing. I don't start a message without saying, hey, what's up? How you doing? And actually freaking mean it, Yep. Hey, Rob, brother, you got one trivia question, and then we need to pay a memorial, right?
Okay. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Mental health trivia.
Oh. Dun dun dun. Where's Alex Trebek?
Okay. There you go.
What is the fastest way to get help for someone who is suicidal? What's the fastest way to get help for someone that is suicidal?
Correct.
My answer is on the screen, on the bottom of the screen there. That ticker is my answer. Sarge, what would you say? Fastest way?
Call somebody. Call a buddy.
Call a buddy. Okay. Hector, what do you think?
Same thing. Call a buddy, but the veteran suicide hotline is trained professionals to handle these type of situations. So I usually refer them to the veterans hotline.
Okay. Yeah. Veterans hotline. Call someone. Veterans hot. Mark says
there it is. 1-800-374-8255. Yeah. Anybody watching? Call 1-800-273-8255.
There you go. Yeah, that's a huge deal. Good question. And then, brother, we got a couple of people watching today that a Gold Star family, unfortunately. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Yes. Well, we have Miss Ray Ann Rutledge Garrett. She's a Gold Star mom from Roseburg, Oregon. Miss Ray Ann Rutberg Garrett is watching our live stream. Hi, Ray Ann. How are you? Thank you for joining us today to honor your son, Staff Sergeant Stephen Berg, U.S. Air Force. It's an honor for you to join us in this live stream podcast. She wrote this. She said, Staff Sergeant Roy Stephen Berg, USAF. He was born in Roseburg, Oregon, to parents Rhiann Rutledge and Stephen Berg. He was raised in the Rosenberg area until 1992, and then he lived in the Central Coast, California area until 99. He loved the beach. After he lived in Colorado until he moved back home and graduated from Camas Valley High School in 2005. He came back to Colorado, where he joined the United States Air Force at age 18. Roy was a highly decorated Air Force Staff Sergeant. He was first stationed in Missouri, where he received honors for dedicated assistance in humanitarian efforts during Hurricane Katrina. Prior to coming to the VAFB, he was stationed at Davis Monthan Air Force Base, serving as an acknowledged combat weather forecaster. He earned several very significant awards during his 6 years of dedicated service, including the Air Force Achievement Medal, Airman Below the Zone, Airman of the Quarter, Forecaster of the Month, and ACC Airman of the 2009, receiving for assisting Air Force One. He moved to VAFB February 10 as a critical member of our unit. Roy was called upon to provide time-critical and extremely complex solar environment forecasts to tactical units around the world and to some of our nation's most senior military leaders, and he did this very well. You should be proud of how Roy carried himself and how well he served his country. Roy, and that was said by Christopher Moss, a colonel with the 614 Air and Space Operations Center. Roy was an amazing human being and a gentle old soul. He lived and loved with all that he had. He was our rock. He was an avid outdoorsman that loved fishing, surfing, and hiking. He was the clown, always making those around him laugh. He carried the weight of the world on his shoulders and wanted to make a difference in the world. Tragically, this would be too much for him, and he couldn't carry the burden any longer. He took his life on the morning of April 18th, 2011, in Lompoc, California, where he was stationed. It is important to bring awareness to the epidemic of military suicide. I don't want his life to have been in vain. So if we can have a moment of silence for Stephen Berg and for Roy Stephen Berg and his mother and family, just for a minute. And yeah, thank you for letting us share your story about your son. It's an honor for you to let us share his story, your family's story here with us today. Thank you, thank you, Rianne. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a tragedy and a tragic story, but the reason why we want to share that is to show that you have to step in, you have to step up, you have to take care of the people around you, the people that you walk by, the people that you just see somewhere and you go, boy, they could probably use a friend today. Take 5 minutes and make a difference in someone's life. When you read that, the thing that resonated with me is this is a young airman that, like many hundreds, if not thousands, that I've supervised over 24 years in the Air Force, that seem to be doing well, seem to be winning awards, seem to be doing stuff, to be active. But like you said, Hector, we're not really good sometimes at saying, yeah, you know what? I need some help today. You know, I need a hand. I need a friend. I need a hug. So it's our jobs as leaders, as supervisors, and as people that care to seek out the opportunity to help people. All right? Seek out the opportunity to help people. And the reason, Hector, a little bit ago, I asked if that was hard to ask is because I hear a lot. It's just so intrusive. You know, it's so hard to ask them, you know, about their finances or about their love life or about their, no. It's not about you and how hard it is for you. Get out of your own zone, right? Your own head. It's about them. It's about them. It's about people that we've all been there, right? To some extent. We just need a freaking friend. We just need to talk. And sometimes just that soccer game can save your life. The end. Gentlemen, before we wrap up, Sarge, I'll come back over to you. Any parting words, any last thoughts, anything you want to bestow upon everybody that's listening today? Sarge, are you with us?
Yeah. Just very, very grateful for this podcast this morning. It brings awareness. It gives us an opportunity to talk about the issues at hand. We're not alone. I think this really, really works very well, and I hope that everybody continues to reach out and just ask for help. And one thing I learned from when I started this organization, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So sometimes it's okay to ask for help.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's okay to ask for help. And the truth is, sometimes it's just necessary. It's just necessary. And I'll caveat that a little bit to say, if you don't get the help that you need the first time, there's a second time. There's a third time. There's a fourth time. There's a second friend. There's a third friend. There's a fourth friend. But you deserve the best life that you can possibly have. You deserve it. And you got to believe that. Hector, any last words of encouragement, wisdom, or something that you want to bestow upon us?
Well, I wanted to say thank you guys for reaching out about being on here. If you're listening to this, I would just say, get involved. Let's empower these guys to let them know that, hey, they're still needed. They're still an asset. They can still contribute to our country, and they're not in uniform, at least in our communities. That's pretty much it, man. Get them in the right direction, get them the help they need, and God bless the United States.
Get involved. Absolutely. Rob, the amazing Rob, you want to close us out, brother?
Yes, yeah. I'm just gonna read a prayer. Okay. So if you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. The church is the society. Christians are called to be servants. The Greek word for servant is also used for minister. All Christians are called into ministry. To be in Christ is to be in the ministry. Once we turn our lives over to Christ, then people and their needs become our agenda. Our calling is to care about people, helping them to know the Savior, grow in grace, and face life's challenges. Our happiness is inseparably related to pouring ourselves out for people. That means giving up our privacy, schedules, and judgments. The Lord puts people in our lives so we can be to them what he was been to us. In every situation, or our question should be, Lord, what am I to do as your servant? A man said, until I changed my self-image to being a servant, I always felt put upon, drained, dry by people's demands. Then I realized Christ's calling to be a servant. Now I look for opportunities to serve in Christ's name. I want to be a boost and not a burden, a lift and not a load. It has changed my life. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that, Rob. Everyone, thank you for being here with us, gentlemen. We really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for watching this. We really appreciate you being here with us and for us. Make sure that you go out to the U.S. Military Veterans Suicide Prevention page and like it, share the video, share it with friends, talk about it with friends, rewatch it. Go out to the Facebook or to the YouTube channel. We got a new YouTube channel. Make sure you go out there, like it, share it. Make sure that you're just playing an active role in someone's life. Make sure that you're sharing these videos and everything that we post on the page. And then if you're looking for something to really excel your life, you're at a point where you're really looking to excel your life, make sure you hit me up. I'm an awesome life coach, and I just want to see people just crushing life. That's all I wake up and I do is just go, man, how can I just see one more person crushing life? Because you truly have it inside of you. It just takes that one moment, that one aha moment, that one inspirational moment, that one friend, that one soccer game, that one organization to really bring it out of you sometimes. With that, I love you guys. Thank you guys again for being here. Rob, thank you for doing all of this. Peace.
Take care, y'all.